right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, and welcome into the I Bring It Every Day channel. And today is Motivation Monday. All right, now, here we go. Okay, we're here. Thanks for coming in. Okay, let me just go to the comments, make sure I can see. Oh, there we go. All right, now. So we have, I see Shatika stopped in. Good to see you. And we have Cicely Simmons. Hello. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you. And Shatika said good morning and blessings. So we will start there. Good morning and blessings. Let me see if I can put you on the screen. Thank you so much. Yep, Cicely Simmons says, hi, how are you doing? Doing great. It's Monday, right? And let's see, Gulf Coast Granny's here. Hello, good morning, Kelly. Thank you so much for coming in. All right, now, so today I've been thinking a little bit about personal growth. And this is something that I guess I've been sort of here for a little while, maybe a year, a little bit more than a year, just thinking about these kind of things. And so I just want to take a look at, what is personal growth to you? And there's a lot of different areas where you can look at, what is personal growth. And I'm just going to lose my little cheat sheet here. And let's see. So personal growth is the way some people define it is changing certain things about yourself, to become better, right? And better can be in so many areas of your life. So, for example, let's say you want to be better at, treating your, in dealing with family and family relationships. So you can put your focus on that kind of a thing. If you want to do more at your job, if you want to take a leadership role, there's certain steps that you can take there. And then also, so you got to think about like what area of your life that you want to sort of maybe it's here and you want to uplift it to a slightly higher level. So that's kind of what I'm talking about today. But anywho, I just want to also say, these motivational Mondays, I started this, oh man, it's going on not a year, maybe a year and 3/4, not quite 2 years yet. But the reason that I started this was I had sort of a high school reunion with some people, that I hadn't seen a while back. And, we were sort of talking about life, just in general, because we hadn't seen each other in years. And one of the things that we were talking about was like, we're trying to say, like, don't have regrets, and for example, the one young lady who was there, I really noticed that she had a very strong family bond on generational levels. And, she was very blessed, I guess, financially to be able to take people places. And, they traveled a lot as a family and things like that. And I thought that was so cool. But also, we were, hanging out at their vacation house, which was like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'll tell you, if you can afford it, I see why people do it. It's expensive, but it's really interesting. And the thing that I thought that was really cool was they had a lot of grandkids and stuff like that. And they had beds for all of them in this house. It was a small house, but they somehow made it work where they shoved beds in every corner of this house. And they would go there on weekends, and they did that for years. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. You know what I mean? And I said to my husband, well, we don't have any grandkids, but I'm just thinking like, if we were to ever have grandkids, I was thinking that was a cool way to kind of hang out. And they did it at home well, as well. It was like they hung, they had Christmas holidays and other stuff like that. But during the summer, they would just hang out by the lake, do stuff, eat, run around the yard and do stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. All right. So anyway, let me say hi to Kenneth Wilkinson is here. Yes. We got, handcrafted by Jackie. Good morning. Hello. And we have Miss Suzanne. Okay. So that's awesome. So anyway, but the other thing too, and I just want to, I should have said this first, but here it goes. So the point of Motivation Monday is, so anyway, so after I talked to those people, I started kind of rethinking my life. And, what, and even though I always think about what's important to me, but it made me really think about what's important to me. And the other thing too, and it's funny, I just thought about it. Was that after? Was it after or before? No, it was after. No, it was after. But anyway, subsequent to that, I had some people pass away in my life as well, that really get you thinking. You know what I mean? And we're all mortal. We have limited time, and it really got me thinking about just like kind of kicking everything up to a bigger level, because time is short. And you just don't know what you have, right? And in this passing away, it's like, even though that person, I hadn't talked to them in forever, but we had spent a fair amount of time, probably 3 years, in almost every class. We were in the same classes all the time for 3 years. So so you sort of get to know somebody during that time. But where I'm from, people move away. There's not a whole lot of opportunity there. So people move away, and that's kind of why you lose touch with a lot of people. Because I remember I moved a few states away. I was the first one to go. I was like, I'm out of here. A little small hick town. And then these people subsequently moved away as well. And they moved, pretty far away, probably 300 or 400 miles away, maybe more. So when people move that far away, you can't get back and forth to hook up and rekindle, relationships. So anyway, I hooked up with them on Facebook, which is not really a relationship, but it is, because I knew these people before, but it's not the same. And anyway, so I had a little bit of regret, in terms of some of the relationships, that I sort of let go by the wayside, because of the distance and everything. But anyway, you try not to have regrets, but you kind of realize that you have to sort of, if there's anything you want to do, and I'm going to repeat this, this will be the 400th time I've said this. If there's anything you ever want to do, you should do it now. And, if you look at that movie, The Bucket List, I haven't seen the full movie, but I understand the concept of it. I really understand it now. At the time when that movie came out, I didn't quite get it. But right now I'm realizing that, if there's anything you want to do, you have to do it, because you may not get a chance. And that's not to be morbid, but that's kind of the reality of life. But so anyway, let me pause for a moment. So we got Miss Liz is here. Hello, honey. Oh, I love her avatar. That's really nice. It's very exciting. See, that's getting me, motivating me to step it up. Yep. So anyway, everyone's saying hi. So there you go. Anyway, so today, like I said, so getting back to the personal growth. So not that you try to compare yourself to other people, but the thing that you realize is that everybody is sort of on a different path. And but you can't help but notice, like, yeah, this person has a great family. This person has a great career. This person has whatever, that kind of stuff. So it's one of those things where you can't help but say, okay, could I have done better over here? Could I have done better over here? Yeah. So there's things like that. And thanks, Jackie. All right. So really the biggest thing that I'm realizing in terms of, personal growth is you sort of have to avoid negativity. And that's kind of the path that I started going on also at that time as well, was just saying, let's try to be as positive as possible, because, everything that you put out to the universe really does come back to you. And I've had a few people along my journey that have said this to me, many, many times. And they said, you really have to be careful with everything that you do, because it can come back to you. And, this lady gave lots of money to organizations. That was her way of kind of building. And then she treated everybody, with respect and joy. And it was amazing, and I said, boy, she had a lot of light around her. And I said, yeah, I gotta get on that myself. You know what I mean? I said, man, it's funny. So what I'm saying is, like, people grow on different levels, and that's okay. But it's just something to aspire to. Yep. So good morning. Call me V. I'm gonna take a little break there. Let's see if I can get you. There we go. And yes, there we go. Manifesting happiness and love. That is for sure. And that's what, I really think that was a beautiful thing. And like I said, when I looked at these people's family, I went, oh man, their family is fire, and I said, that really gave me some good, so something to work towards, that's an area, even though my husband and I have been really working to build our family and be a little tighter, bonded with them, we really we could kick it up a little bit of a notch. You know what I mean? So there's that. And then the other thing is, you want to make sure that you compete against yourself. And this is something I kind of want to touch on a little bit too. Um, so it's really weird. Like YouTube, see, I'm new to social media. I've only been on for like a minute. I call it a minute. I've only been on a couple of years to social media. So this is all very new to me. And because I've not been around a lot of my friends or close friends and things like that, I really haven't competed with people, you know, and that's not my mindset. I'm not really there. But the thing that I realize is that this social media does sort of open up a lot of, like, I would say, like, negative competition. And I think it's really tragic because a lot of people get really sad by social media. Now, the other thing is you have to realize that a lot of it is fake. Um, Not fake, but let's say it's I don't know how to put it. I'm trying to think of the way to put this. It's not fake, but it's people always only show you the good parts of their lives. They don't show the bad. So you sort of so if you look at people's lives on social media, they look like they're doing great. They're living in these fancy houses, they're buying fancy cars, wearing fancy clothes, and then behind the scenes, and then it looks like everything's fine, but then behind the scenes, they're I don't know. Just think of anything negative that's going on. The family relationship isn't real, things like that. So that's one of those things. So you really have to sort of, and I know for me, I was always one of those people who always competed against myself. So I was always like, okay, what can I do better? So like artistically, what can I do? What can I learn? I was always a learner. I came out of the womb, naturally curious and anyway, so a lot of people, so I know a lot of things because I did a lot of studying, and it's not because I had the time. I just did it. So, but anyway, that's just an example. But just trying to keep from competing with other people. And the thing that I've noticed on YouTube and other social media is that when people are trying to be creative, because you really have to put yourself out there. Some people are they're very negative about it, and you have to make sure that you don't let those negative comments take you down. But it's hard. It's really hard. You have to have everyone says you have to have a thick skin, but the bottom line is if people were emotionally intelligent, they wouldn't try to take you down. They would just kind of cheerlead you and go, hey, that was good. So I think like people who are content creators out here would love to hear if you liked what we're doing. Give us a thumbs up. And once again, if you can give me a thumbs up, I appreciate it if you like what you're hearing. And then the other thing is, shout them out and say, hey, I was inspired by you, and I think people would enjoy that. Yeah. So anyway, let me say hello. I'm going to take another little break here. Let's see. So we got Michelle and Rosalie is here, I see. And she's saying hi. So Rosalie's Crafts and More. Good to see you. Hello, everybody. And we got Miss Michelle. Hello. Thanks for coming in. Yes, yes. Yes. So that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like with just only compete with yourself because there's a saying, and it's funny, I can't think of what it now, but they say I think the way it goes is the quickest path to unhappiness is comparing yourself to other people. And the thing is, everybody has their own gifts, and your gift is not my gift. My gift is not your gift, and that's okay. You know what I mean? So you just have to remember that. Yeah. All right now. Yes, and thank you, Miss Liz. She's been a good cheerleader. We appreciate you. And we need some super fun times. And these times, in this country, we're going through a lot of political upheaval. And what we need right now is some super fun times for sure. So, like I said, you got to push forward. And that's really what I'm saying is I'm trying to push forward through a lot of stuff, and we're all doing it. Everyone's dealing with whatever. And then, the other thing is you have to be resilient, and resilient means, you have to let that stuff roll off, but you got to keep, you got to really keep going, and that's really more persistent, and if people try to stop you, you got to keep going, and, you may have to pivot, to another direction, or you may have to try a different thing. But, if there's something that you really want to do, you got to just keep working through it all. And that's the whole thing. You have to do the work also. Yep. And then, like, kind of the final thing is, you want to celebrate any victories that you get. You got those 50 subscribers, you got those 100 subscribers, enjoy them. You completed that project that you wanted to make, that, it took you some time to do it. Celebrate that victory, because, like I said, life is short, and a lot of times people won't celebrate you, with your, when you do great stuff, people don't celebrate you. It's very interesting. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love this. Yes, Liz, there you go. Keeping up with the Joneses. I love my slow, easy life. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You really can't. And I'll tell you, if you guys want to hear a funny Keeping Up with the Jones story. I don't know if I haven't told many people about this, but it's really interesting. Okay, so anyway, I a few years ago I worked for a job that gave me a car to use at my disposal. It was supposed to be for the job. It was like about 90% was for the job, but they let you use it as on a personal level, obviously, because you can't like give a car, take a car, you get a car to use or whatever. And the thing that was really nice about it was I didn't have a car note for a long time, which was a beautiful thing. Oh my God. Can I just tell you, for me, that made my life so much easier as not having a car note. Yeah, I loved it. And so anyway, so what happened was I had a passing in the family. So we had a really old car. I forget what the heck it was. Yeah, we had an old car, and it was dying or whatever. And I had a passing in the family, and somebody passed on a car to me. And it was, the car was like 10 years old when we got it, but it was still kind of new because it was a car that never changed its body shape. So you really didn't know what year it was. Well, anyway, we get this car. So I had my car for my job, and my husband took on this new car, and we got rid of the other one that was like dying. So we got rid of that. And then I won this contest at work, and the prize for the car the prize for the contest was you got an upgraded car and it was weird. They only gave it to me for 6 months. It was the weirdest thing. So I had to trade in the old car that I had, get this fancier car. And then I got to drive it. It had the hiding warmers. It was nice. Leather seats, hiding warmers, really nice car. And so our next door neighbors, all of a sudden one day said, "Hey, I noticed you guys are buying a lot of cars." And this and that and the other. And they were kind of hating on it. It was kind of a thing. And so the crazy thing was my next door neighbor bought a car that was like the fancier car that I got. And then the gas prices doubled in like a minute. As soon as he bought that car, the gas prices doubled. And then he had this tank that was a gas eater. And then he lost his job. So this was the Keeping Up with the Joneses. So but the kicker of it was they had no idea that I paid for none of those cars, but they were trying to keep up. Right. And to his detriment. So he bought this car and then got laid off and then had this huge car note he had to pay. And it's weird so that's like an example of don't keep up with the Joneses because you don't know the story behind the scenes. Yeah. So anyway, that's what happened. And I remember going, oh my gosh, this guy thought we were rolling in the dough. And I was like, no, we paid for none of those cars. It was fascinating. And we did it within like 6 months. It was like 3 cars, boom, 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 But anyway, they were all paid for. And this one car was so nice. I mean, it really was. And even the people in my district were so mad that I won this car. But I was like killing it. Like I was selling a lot of crap. Yeah. Yes. Oh, there you go. Gulf Coast Granny. I love it. Yes. So Poppy and I haven't had a car payment in 15 years. Thank goodness. I know that's right. Yeah, they are horrible. Like I don't recommend that to anybody. So if there's anybody young listening, do not get a car note unless you can make it. Yeah, yeah. So unless you can really afford it, like don't play, So anyway, so that's my Keeping Up with the Joneses story. And I just thought that was crazy. Okay. So anyway, so personal growth is don't compete with other people, right? Now, let's see. So here's the deal. So the one piece that I want to really talk about, and I didn't really put it in the in the title today, was talking about emotional intelligence. And I, so there's a lot of things that because I've been I get, you get older, you're dealing with life, and I I have a relative, that really over the years has grown like emotionally, And what I mean by that is like emotional intelligence kind of means how do you manage your emotions? So, do you get mad in 10 seconds and explode and then cause havoc? Like do you blow up everything around you? You know what I mean? Things like that. Um and then the whole thing too is now let me see here. Emotional intelligence. Let me jump over to this one. So, why is emotional intelligence important? So the way they define it is they say it's the ability to understand and manage your emotions as well as recognize the influence of emotions of those around you, right? And as somebody who's had to like tread I've had my feet in a lot of areas, So as a black person in America, I've always had to tread in the white world. I've had to tread in the black world. I've had, both feet kind of straddled. The rich and the poor, I've been kind of on the lower end of the socioeconomic scene, you know what I mean? So I've always had one foot there. And then I've had, slightly better socioeconomic situations. So I've had my feet in both, at the same time and things like that. I've always had to like tread my feet, I've had to straddle like a lot of lines and stuff like that. And it really takes a sophisticated uh, person, I guess, emotionally to sort of be able to handle a lot of different types of people. And so for example, like I worked a job where this guy used to curse people out on the daily, and that was the way he managed people. And so so he had worked with these people that I had worked with, and the people that I worked with were so zen. Like when I came in, I was the youngest one in there. Everybody was really zen, and then this guy, they said, "Oh, this guy's coming back," because he had been demoted or whatever, and they were going to demote him back to our little department, and everyone was like, "Oh Lord, here it comes," because this guy was not emotionally intelligent. And the thing was, I think he just ruled by fear. He was kind of like a dictator, and he would just like scream and yell, "Get me that report!" You know, "Get me that stinking report!" You change the word, stinking. It wasn't stinking. Get me that report. You know, these MFers. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy, and I was kind of going, "Oh wow." So anyway, I heard he was coming, and everybody was like sweating, and I didn't know him at the time, right? So he came in there, and surprisingly, he did not. He didn't explode on anybody like the first day, the first couple of days. I was kind of waiting, and I said to myself, if I have to quit this job, I'm going to quit it because I'm not going to deal with cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, dropping the F bombs on me. I'm just going to put it out there. Yeah. And I was talking to, a relative about it, and they were like, "You can't quit a job. How dare you?" And I said, "Listen, I have to have my peace, And I said, if I have to quit this job, I will. I'll just go somewhere better. That's better for me, right?" Well, anyway, it turned out this guy had chilled out a little bit, and it wasn't as bad as I expected. But he was very, but I was really, like everybody else, because you hear all the rumors. I'm glad they sort of prepared me for it because I wasn't really, ready. But anyway, it turned out for the best. I think it was like a divine intervention because I think I do remember like praying about it, which is very weird. Like I don't always bother the Most High with this little stuff, but I kind of was like, I don't know how to handle this guy. If he comes in crazy, I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle it. And I think I prayed about it. And anyway, but it turned out that it was fine. And he was fine with my work. And we had a relationship that was okay. And we were able to work together and nothing happened. And I was like, phew, but that's an example of somebody who was not emotionally intelligent, I guess in his younger years. But as he got a little older, I think he realized that he was a little bit over the top. So I said, "Oh, thank goodness," right? So I dodged that bullet. But then, like I think about, like I said, but back to my relative with the emotional intelligence was kind of the same way. Not as abusive, but definitely quick to anger. So you don't want to be quick to anger. You know what I mean? You have to sort of pause. And I always say you have to pause in any relationship. If you see something crazy, you just have to pause and say, what is really happening here? You know what I mean? And that's kind of the way I've been sort of approaching like relationships and things like that. Like, what does this really mean? Right. So, but the other thing too is, so that's part of emotional intelligence. And then also, like I say, reading the room. But what I mean by reading the room, and I think a lot of people could benefit from really examining in their mind like what's happening. So the whole thing is being able to recognize where people are, where they are in their life, why they do the things they do, and things like that. And so that's one of those things that I think everybody, I would say, it does help in life, especially if you're working. I know a lot of us aren't working jobs, but if you're working jobs, it's really knowing how to read people's energy. And, you have to sort of say, hey, what's going on with that person behind the scenes, and why they say crazy stuff. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing that I've really, really learned. And it took me years to be able to do that, to sort of understand, what what's going on. So my point is, if somebody says something crazy, I do pause, and I think about it, and I think about it. And I might overthink it, but I'll go, okay, taking notes. And so, yes, there you go. And anyway, so Ariel's here. Good to see you. And there's Debbie. Hello, Miss Debbie. Good to see you. Yes, good morning. Yep, she's saying good morning to everybody. And we got Miss Ariel. Good to see you. Yeah, and thanks for coming in. So, yes, and then Suzanne, this is a good point here. Yep, learning how to play the game helps you win. That's for sure. And that's why I think I've been moderately successful in my life and career, because I sort of read people for where they are. You know what I mean? And I'm able to do that. Not everybody's that aware, And why do I say that? I see, like I said, I see a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I see people, like, for example, emotional intelligence is, do you let people finish their sentence when they're talking, right? Because to me, that is a huge emotional red flag if people constantly interrupt you, because that really means a lot behind the scenes. That and even though people don't think about this, but think about it. If you're trying to say a sentence and you're constantly being interrupted, you can't even get the sentence out. That means that the person really doesn't care what you're saying, or they're thinking ahead to the next thing that you're saying, but they're not listening. So so that's another thing. So like listening, paying attention to what people say, listening to actually what they're saying, and then formulating the thought of the response that you're going to do, and then responding, And I've always been, what's the word? So I've always been, because I'm not quick. I try not to jump in conversations. And, but I've noticed that like over like a lot of the people on YouTube, they sort of run me over because I'm sort of chill, and it's not, and I'm always, because usually I'm just trying to hear what they're trying to say. Usually, you know what I mean? Yes. So anyway, there's that. But anyway, here we go. So, yep. So learning how to play the game, I'm going to put that again, helps you win. Yep. Going placidly, let's see, and the nose, nose in the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Gulf Coast Granny, that's your mantra. Yep. And Michelle's doing good today. That's good. Oh, when you get angry. Yeah. So that's the thing. You really, let me see if I can put, there we go. Yeah, you really have to give yourself, I always say, just like listen to what people say. And then thanks, Rosalie. Yes, self-awareness. Yep. Is very important. Right. Yep. Thanks, Suzanne. Yeah, that's really the thing. And so you have to sort of know like what type of person you are. Like what I mean by person is, are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? And once again, I straddle both of those lines. So that's why you see me kind of out here. I'm being an extrovert right now, but 20 minutes from now, I'm going to be back inside. Yes, I know autocorrect is crazy. So let's see. Okay. So here we go. So Gulf Coast Radio, she said autocorrect really screwed up that first part. So it's supposed to say go placidly among the noise and haste. There we go. And remember what peace there may be in silence. Yep. That's it. I had a feeling that's what happened. Okay, good. Yep. There we go. I want to make sure I put that there. Thanks, Charlotte. Yeah. So anyway, that's one of those things. And like I said, my relative, when they were younger, they were quick to anger. There was always, something snarky or whatever. And the same thing with my old boss. He was very snarky. Well, snarky to the point where he was using really foul language. He was there, you know, but he really calmed down. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And I recommend highly anybody, if you have any kind of emotional instability like that, that's one of those things to really work on, because it really can help your relationships, all your relationships in life, your work relationships, your emotional relationships, your family relationships, all those things. And it's amazing what you can do. Yep. So there's that. Now let's see here. But anyway, so like I said, so the point of all this is, and I think a lot of young people especially don't have this, is they don't have like what I call social skills, so it's like, how do you talk to people? Do you give them the respect to look them in the eye? That's another thing. Do you talk over people all day long? Are you, are you secure in yourself that you let other people shine? You know what I mean? Things like that. I mean, because like I said, everybody has different gifts. And, I think it's okay to let other people shine. It's a good thing. Right. Yeah. And it takes nothing away from me. You know what I mean? But there's that. Yes. So anyway, so that's what I'm talking about, emotional intelligence. And I think people really need to take time and work that through, because like I said, I did a video a couple of years ago talking about YouTube etiquette. And even though it wasn't YouTube etiquette, it was just etiquette, basically, in a nutshell. And that's one of the things that I think, like Black people call it home training. Old school Black people call it home training. Do you have home training? Like, do you know how to act outside in public? Are you in the supermarket throwing a tantrum on the floor? Like those, like that didn't fly in my house. You know what I mean? So anyway, but I put a little night bot here. Be excited about the things you love. And that's one of the things, on the I Bring It Every Day channel, I always say, like, try to do what you love. And I think that does sort of help, it sort of helps you regulate your life. Like a lot of times people are working these jobs that may not be the best for them, or the environment might not be the best for them. So when you do things you love, it sort of regulates a lot of that stuff. And then, just be hopeful that, good things are going to happen, if you do the right thing, for sure. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, like I said, so the whole idea is just to be positive on the, with the I Bring It Every Day Monday motivation. We're trying to be positive. We're trying to set our intention to make a few plans, during the week, and then, do the steps to fulfill some of those plans. So like it might be something on your bucket list. It might be something that you've never tried before. Give it a try. Right? Yes. And then here we go. Yes, Gulf Coast Granny. There we go. Good manners are in short supply these days. When I was young, it was required. But I think younger people today believe it's optional. Yeah. That is for sure. And I really think that that's something I wish that they, showed in school, or preschool or wherever. I think they sort of try to show you those things if you ever go to preschool. But I know a lot of people are raised at home, so they don't go to, okay. Suzanne. I love it. Yeah, professional therapy is good too. Yeah. And and like I said, you always have to work, like you don't understand like what people are, go through. You have to realize that everybody has stuff behind the scenes, um that, that can cause them to behave a certain way or act a certain way or whatever. But the thing is, you just have to realize that, you have to remember that you just have to work through it. You know what I mean? Like, if someone says something extremely negative, you just have to sort of work through it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. But let's see. Uh-oh. Yes, but I like this one. Yeah, professional help therapy is good, right? And I think a lot of people don't take advantage of that, Suzanne, for sure. But it says, yes, I understand that. Okay, Charlotte. So Charlotte's saying, please don't believe that I don't believe in young people. I do. It's just more a societal issue. Yeah. And I think that, unfortunately, the pandemic really did it in. Like, I think if we didn't have any, self-regulation, as Suzanne says, before, I think the pandemic really shut that down because of the isolation. And unfortunately, the isolation has stumbled through into a lot of things. And so I will mention that. So yeah, so Charlotte's saying, yeah, the manners part is really important. Um, like taking your turn, you know, that's the other thing I talk about. Like I said, do you take your turn? It's okay. People can have their moment. Like, so if you come to my channel, I will let you have a moment. I won't let you have the whole hour, but I'll let you have a moment. You can talk about whatever. I don't have a problem talking about that kind of a thing. But that's just one of those personal growth things that I think that a lot of people could benefit from, for sure. Is just being a little more mindful about how you act around people, and then the effect of certain things that that you can do. Because so it's interesting. I heard a story the other day about a girl who was bullied, and I think she was middle school. I couldn't tell how old she was, but she ended her life because of some bullying. And I thought, like, man, that is really, really something. You know what I mean? And what I mean is, I mean, obviously, like, it's horrible, but what I mean, I don't know. Like, I sit there, like, I can think of times in life where I've been bullied, and I swear, I'm not saying that I'm perfect or whatever, but I remember saying, like, I'm never gonna let anybody stop me from doing anything because they don't like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna let someone bully me into, like, ending my life or anything. Like, there's just no way. And I wish, like, when I hear these stories, online, I always go, where were these people's, yeah, I mean, where were these people's parents and friends? Like, because I just find it hard to believe that they didn't notice that their kid was being bullied or whatever. I don't know. Like, I'd be at that school in like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very interesting. But I don't know. Like, I just said, but there's no way I'm going to let anybody stop me from doing me and my goals. Like, it's just not going to happen. And that's why I'm where I am today. But anyway, there it is. Okay, so let's see. Yes. And then, oh, we got Breeze Omega. Hello. Good to see you. Yes. Oh, you're lucky. Well, see, you're a guy. Breeze Omega. Yeah, you're a guy. You've never been bullied. Well, that's good. Yeah, you're fortunate. See, here's the deal. I mean, you know, I'm a short black woman in America. Okay. And so I'm a short woman. I'm a short person. I'm a black person. I'm a female in America. And so people feel very free to bully me. You know what I mean? But I think if I was like a male, big, strong, with a deep voice person, I think my life would have been different. I'm just saying. But let's see. So, Gulf Coast Granny. Not only isolation, but during the pandemic, we were encouraged to push people away from us, even when in public. Oh, that is interesting. I never thought about that. See? All right. Yes. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So Breeze Omega said, folks have tried, but to no avail. Oh, good for you. Okay. And then let's see. Oh, Liz said she was a bully. Oh, okay. Now that you're here, okay, and if you don't mind sharing, um, yes, yes, okay. Liz, you got to tell us in the chat what made you bully. Because I'm wondering like about the psychology behind that. Okay, so yeah, Charlotte's saying right. People today seem to internalize what bullies put upon them instead of blaming the source and thinking that there's something wrong with the bully. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like I said, there was no way. Like in my mind, there was no way people were going to get away with any of that. I mean, like I said, they tried, but I just, like I think eventually you just have to see. I'm one of those people who, um, I don't like I said, I was always able to pause, but and a lot of times I give people three strikes, 2, 3 strikes, and then the crazy would come out. So yeah. But anyway, good morning. We got DOY Creations. Yep. So that's the bottom line is, I just think like emotional intelligence is huge and that, people could really benefit from that. And but internalizing what bullies put on you is crazy. I think not, I shouldn't say crazy, but in my mind, it's ludicrous because first of all, they don't even know your life. You know what I mean? See, once again, it's always like the people that have the most to say don't know a thing about you. And they try to put all this negative stuff on you when they don't know you. And it's very interesting, right? Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Yeah. So Liz said, the phone you're typing. Okay. She was bullied. Okay. Oh, bullied, not a bully. Okay. I just want to make sure. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's the phone. I got you. Okay. So okay. You were bullied in school and on YouTube. Yeah. I'm not surprised. Okay. I just want to make sure. I was like, okay. Because I was going to ask, that was my follow-up question. And so the other thing is, okay, so speaking about that emotional intelligence, is a lot of people don't have enough interest in you to even ask you the question. See, because I was like, when I saw that, I went, ooh, tell me more about that. See, and that's the thing. Like I've always been naturally curious about things in the way things work and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks, Breeze. I got you. Yeah, I saw it as soon as you put that in there, I saw it. Yep. Okay. But the other thing you got to realize is that when you're being bullied, a lot of it is, they call it a projection. So maybe there's a weakness or whatever in that person, and they see you maybe shining, and that's where the projection goes. Yes. Yep. And yep. And there it is. Yep. People's vulnerabilities can cause issues for them. Yep. Suzanne's saying there. Yeah. So the thing is, and like I said, when I hear those stories about those kids, you know, taking themselves out is crazy. Like I just can't believe it. If that was my kid, I'd be all over that. And I'd be talking to them every day. Like we used to talk to our kids every day about, what's going on. Like, tell me what's happening over there, in school, right? Yes. Oh, hey. We overstuffed the yard just like your crates. Oh my God. Shh. Just pretend that's not even up there. Freeze them. Yeah, it hasn't moved. I know this yard hasn't moved in like 2 years, which is terrible. Because the plan was to put it there so that I would use it. But have I? No. I've used some of it. Need to use more. But anyway, but like I said, I feel you. Oh, thank you. There we go. That's what I like to do. Yes, you debrief my kids every day. There we go. And I think that's important. Anybody who has young kids, make sure you do that so that they're not, caught in that web. You know what I mean? And then if they need to get help, you can get them help and whatever. So yeah, that's very important. Yeah, because like I said, you really have to be persistent, in life. You have to be resilient. You have to be able to just to keep moving through all the fires. You know what I mean? Because life sends you a lot of fires, and you sort of have to put them out, as you go. But if you have a certain goal that you're trying to get to, you just have to not let other people get in the way of that. And I'm not saying that you run people over. I'm just saying that you have to do what's best for you, you know, as long as it's in a legal, in a legal way and all these things. Yeah. So that's really what I'm talking about today is just that You really do you have to work those goals. You have to work all the steps to try to complete your goals. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people, don't realize. Like, you can dream, if you write something down on paper, which I think is a good thing to do. You write down the things that you want to do. You sort of you have to put the steps together into how to get there. And then, you just try to take a couple of steps every day. It doesn't have to be huge. Yeah, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be huge steps, but I think you have to do something every day and, to get you there. And even if it's small, like, for example, like you want to clean out your yarn closet. That's actually on the agenda today, and I'm going to be donating some of that because it hasn't moved. See, that's bad. So I'm trying to get it to move. Yep. And let's see, Breeze Omega. Yes, it's funny. And then Charlotte's saying, also, bullies and other predators know how to spot a victim in a heartbeat and exploit the weak spot. That is very true. That is very, very true. Yes. Yeah. So you have to sort of keep your, guard up for those kind of things. Yep. Needed actions and protocols. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that is definitely for sure. And I won't call myself a victim, but I've definitely been, let's see, I don't know how do I put this? A target. I've been a target, of certain things. And, and what I'm finding is I just have to recognize it for what it is and then keep it moving. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, I love this. Let's see. Suzanne said, having a good life takes a lot of work. Some people are incapable of doing the work. That is for sure. And I say that all the time. You have to do the work because things don't just appear usually. Some people are fortunate that stuff falls in their laps, I think that happens. But I think most people really have to do the work. And you have to, if you want to build I'll just give you an example. YouTube channel, you gotta make the content. You're not going to grow unless you make the content. And you have to always think about what you want to do. And it's easy when you have, a clear mind, and that's when the ideas flow. You know what I mean? So at least for me. So I always have to, take a few moments and take a few hours and just sort of walk. I do a little walking and stuff like that. And I just kind of go, yeah. But let's see. Yes. But you got to do the work. That's for sure, Suzanne. See, and Liz is saying, I had to learn to love myself. Yeah. 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 And I think me too, Liz, a little bit. I think like I said, I was so different from a lot of the people that I grew up, and people don't like people to be different. Unfortunately, that's the tragedy, is that people want everybody to be the same. But you really, it's not like the Most High doesn't make mistakes. You know what I mean? We're here. We're here because we're supposed to be here. Right. And if we were all the same, it would, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't all be the same. That we weren't made the same. And that's okay. But people don't understand that we all can't be the same, right? I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, and then Breeze is saying, because what I do, I'm used to being a target because justice doesn't have any friends. Wow. As with truth. Interesting. Yeah, I understand that. Yes. Uh-huh. And they fear difference. That is so true. They really do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, you can't be different. You got to be a herd. And I would say, and on that note, Breeze, thank you for adding that in there. Don't be afraid to think for yourself. I think like a lot of times education sort of beats in your mind a certain way of thinking, and that's not true. You really have to make your own decisions. But yes, and that's right. The Most High doesn't make mistakes. That's right. Yep. So that's, that being said, I think a lot of people, like, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to do your own thing. I think a lot of people just want to replicate, copy. Like, do what's in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because like, and I'll give you critical thinking. Thank you. That's the word. See, I need you guys around to help me out. It's Monday morning. Critical thinking is a must, right? So you do your research, and and don't just do the internet, because there's a lot of trash information on the internet. I noticed there's a lot of good information, but there's a lot of trash information on the internet. So yeah, but critical thinking is really crucial, and it took me years to get there. You know what I mean? Because like one day I just said, wait a minute, none of this stuff makes sense. And then I sort of peeled the layers back, and yep, read some books. Yes, yes, and they're afraid of making a hard choice, right? Yeah, so that's for sure. So you really have to do your research and think for yourself. You know what I mean? And you really do have to do for yourself the best that you can. And remember, like time. So getting back, time is so precious, and I appreciate everybody that's here. So I want to say once and for all, thank you for hearing me out, because I've been thinking about all this stuff. And I'm hoping that it helps anybody. And let me know in the comments, anybody in the replay. Thanks for all the people who've come in here. I forget what FOMO means. For, oh, I forget. You got to tell me what that means. I forget. Yes. Yeah. So the point is. So thank you so much for coming in. You can go anywhere, and the fact that you come here is awesome. And I hope that I help some people out along the way. But the last thing that I'll mention here is fear of missing out. Thank you. I always forget that. Yeah. But the thing is, okay, yeah, please hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Liz. See, I need my hype. I call it the hype lady, the hype woman. There you go. Thank you so much, Liz. Uh, Liz has been a really good supporter of a lot of us crocheters, and so we like it's not unnoticed. So I want to give you your flowers now, and so to give her that, and check out her channel, and drop your link, Liz, if you want, and Breeze also. Yes. And Charlotte saying I'm a lifelong nonconformist, sometimes to my detriment. Yes. And it's interesting because you know what? I am a reformed conformist. So I'm the opposite. So I'm a nonconformist now, but I was a conformist earlier. And, you know, and the reason is, I just wanted my peace, and that's probably not a good reason, but that that was the way that I was able to deal with life. It's just go along to get along, leave me alone. I'm just trying to do my thing. Yeah. There's Liz's link there. But the other thing is, so the bottom line is, it's fine to be, it's fine to be different. But, it's funny, like a few months ago, and this is kind of bringing it all in full circle here. Because like I said, I had met up with these high school people. We had been friends since kindergarten and known each other. We were in each other's houses. Our sisters and brothers went to school with each other. I mean, we were really entwined in our lives. Really small town living, right? And the thing that was interesting was after that experience, I was just, like I said, it got me really thinking about life and sort of reflecting on some decisions and things like that I'd made. And at that time I said, oh my gosh, the year is half over. And it was around mid-July. It was more than half over, but the year was half over. And I said, man, I don't remember what happened to the first part of the year at that point. And then a few days later, I heard someone say, oh my goodness, the year is over. It was another person's channel. Oh my gosh, the year is half over. I can't believe it. And I went, like, this is my life. Like, I'm not just being cutesy. I mean, like, this is like the stuff that I'm talking about. This is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? And not just a cutesy little thing to like replicate. You know what I mean? And I just remember going, I don't think you've gone through the situations that I've gone through and why I'm here. You know what I mean? But it was just kind of a weird thing to see. And I don't know if that was just a coincidence or whatever. But I just went, this is crazy. But anyway, but the point is, like, this is my life. And all these things that I'm talking about are things that I experienced in life. And time waits for no one. Yep, there we go. And there's Annabelle. Thank you, Breeze. And Annabelle's here. Thank you for coming in. Yes. Good to see you. And oh, crocheters, Annabelle wants to learn how to crochet. So we got to help her out. We got to keep her going. Oh, but anyway, I'll be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be crocheting and trying to think of any other things. So like I said, I'll be cooking on Fridays or uploading a cooking video. So you'll see me doing some of those. I'm going to try to stay with the Monday motivation, as long as I can come up with ideas. And like I said, this is all kind of a result of my life. Like this is the real story of what's going on, with life. And so yeah, yep. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, you don't believe in coincidences. All right. Oh, yeah. I got you. Okay, Breeze. Yes. Yep. Okay, hobby bingo. Yep, it's at 11. That's correct. Now, I don't really do the hobby bingo. Like I'm trying not to buy any more yarn. So it's nothing personal. It's just that like I don't. It's weird. I'm trying not to win any yarn. I'm trying to stay away from the yarn, and all those things. But anyway, thank you, Suzanne. We got Wellness with Frugal Mama. Hello, thanks for stopping in. So, like I said, try your best to really think about things that you want to do. Like once again, we're going to say life is short. Think about the things you want to do, and then think about those things that you want for personal growth. And prime example, Frugal Mama with the workouts. Do you want to do any physical exercise? Do you want to up your game? Do you want to fit those smaller clothes that you used to be able to fit that you can't fit anymore? Things like that. And, so do you want to be better? Do you want better relationships with your friends or your family or your kids? Things like that. Well, family is everything, but I'm just saying specifically your children, your family members, your extended family. Do you want to spend more time with friends? How are you going to make that happen? But like I said, I go back to my friend's family, and I said, boy, her family was strong, and all around her vacation house were just pictures, and she had beds for all of her grandchildren. They had 9, I think 9, 8. They had a ton. I can't even remember how many. That was cool. And what else? Oh, they had just so many things. Let's see. Oh boy, did I miss somebody? Hopefully I didn't. So yeah, we got Frugal Mama. Oh, Breeze saying hey. Yep. Appreciate you. Yep. And Jackie, Kelly, thank you and have a wonderful and blessed week. And you all too. But like I said, just, try to be better. And that's really all I'm saying is be better. Be better in whatever way, whatever, definition. But today, like I said, personal growth, there are a lot of different facets to it, but definitely in terms of behavior and how you treat people, be better, and I would say, do the best that you can. And then, you try to do no harm, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Yes. Oh, and thank you so much, Charlotte. You really enjoy these Monday motivational streams. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it's working. Yep. And then Jackie, have a good week. And then, okay, Breeze, love the Monday motivation. I bring it. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. So I am going to say once again, thank you so much for your attention, your participation, and keeping me going because, I am nothing, but by the grace of God. And and the people that follow the channel. Yeah, which is cool. Yes. Oh, here we go. Yes, I like this. Yes, Breeze is saying, leave things better than what you found it. Mindset. Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. And uplift each other. And I think most of the people that come to my channel are pretty chill. Like we're all trying to do our own thing. Like we're all doing our own thing and we're really trying to uplift each other. And, sort of, we might not be working together, but we're sort of working together and we're sort of working towards something bigger, Yeah. So there's that. All right. But anyway, I just want to say a shout out to, all the people, like I said, Liz has really been helping out the channel, as of late. So I appreciate that. And, I just want to thank all the members on the channel that have really been supporting the channel, and helping me pay for some of these little things. I've been mailing stuff, and but got more stuff to mail, but things like that. It sort of helps out for me to do a little postage. So not that I'm pushing the memberships, but if you can, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine too. But if you just enjoy, oh, you enjoyed this. Oh, thank you, Kay. Kay, I didn't know you were here. Hey, sorry if I missed you. Yeah. So like I said, we want to start our week on a positive note, and then keep it flowing. And like I said, you can adjust your plan as you go, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. So, but anyway, I just want to say shout out to my mom. My mother got recognized from our local little town. And my mom was one of the first, African American nurses in my school district. And that's really sad that she's the first. But she was, yeah. So anyway, and she retired a few years ago. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, there's things like that, and it's sad that she has to be the first. You know what I mean? Like, it's bad to be the first. It's not good to be the first. I mean, it's good to be the first, but it's not good to be the first, if you know what I'm saying. Yes. Oh, you were lurking. Okay, cool. And thanks, Breeze. Yeah. So anyway, you guys have a great day, and peace and love, and we'll see you soon on the I Bring It Every Day show. And I'm going to say thank you to Drizzle Stank. He's out there somewhere on YouTube streets hiding. But he did my theme song, and I appreciate it. So I'm going to play him out, and then we'll say peace and love. All right, now. Let's see. All right. Oh, 2 more comments. Yep. Okay. All right, now. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.